Are you doing more cardio, but your belly fat, your energy, and your strength aren't changing? You're not doing anything wrong. Your body is changing, and cardio alone can't fix it. Welcome to Fit and Fueled by Faith with your host, Stacey, where we talk about how to care for the body, renew the mind, and strengthen the soul God's way. So we are continuing our Hello Hormone series where the female body meets faith. And today, let's be real, we're going to talk about why strength training is our secret weapon. You heard me. Strength training is our secret weapon. And I'm going to be doing something today in this video, so stick around. I'm actually going to be doing a demonstration and showing you how to do some exercises with weights. So don't go anywhere, stick around, and let's dive in to this episode. So today we're talking about why cardio alone is not enough, my friend, in midlife, and how strength training is the missing piece to metabolism, strength, and energy. And of course, confidence. Who doesn't want that? So my sister, women in their 40s and 50s often increase cardio to lose weight or stay fit. So you might be finding yourself like, okay, you know what? I'm doing more cardio, I'm doing more, and nothing's happening. If anything, I'm actually gaining weight. I feel tired. I feel depleted. Like, what's going on? Why isn't this not working anymore? What's wrong? Why am I broken? Yet belly fat fatigue and weakness continue. Many feel like their workouts have stalled or nothing is working. So is that you? That's me. Like, I used to do all the things and I did nothing different. And like in 5 years, I just gained like 10, 15 pounds. It's like, what? What happened? Maybe in 5 years, I gained 20 pounds. And so this is why I'm talking about this, because I used to jog. 10 years ago, I lost 10 pounds jogging. 1 month, I did this challenge where I jogged 1 mile every day in January when it was very cold, and I did it. And then that first month, I lost about 3 pounds of body fat. And then I continued. The next month in February, I did this daily burn challenge where it was 30-minute cardio session online every day. And then I lost another few more pounds. So like in 8 weeks, I lost 10 pounds. And then I continued in March. I signed up at the gym for March Madness. I'm like, okay, let me try this. But I think I only did two, maybe three, I think 2 days of working out in the gym. And I was just lifting light because I lost so much weight. I was so skinny that, yes, I lost 10 pounds, but I lost muscle. So I can remember back in the day, I only could do one pull-up. And then as I got stronger, I was able to end up doing like maybe 8 pull-ups. Okay. And now that I'm heavier, the most I could do is 2, 3 pull-ups because I'm just heavier. And I need to lose a few pounds, let's just say. So, if I did that now, that wouldn't work because I tried doing, 30 days before and it didn't work. I tried jogging 3 times a week, and just every year, just little by little, I would just keep gaining a little bit more weight, a little bit more weight, a little more weight until eventually I'm where I'm at. And so that's what we're going to talk about, why cardio alone doesn't work. You're not failing. Your body is losing muscle mass and bone density, and cardio doesn't replace that. So cardio, you can go extreme and maybe you'll lose weight, but at the same time, you're losing muscle. And at our age, in our 40s and 50s, we need to preserve our muscle. So what we did back then, like the challenges I did, 30 days, 60 days, or even like for almost 365 days, exercising every day. And I remember for 6 months, I did the same workout every morning. I got up before I brought my daughter to school. It was like a 10-minute like yoga power. It was like exercises and planks and mountain climbers, and it was crazy that I did. And I wasn't doing strength training. So that's why I was weak, but skinny. And so now like strong is the new, I don't say strong is the new skinny. It's about being strong and not being skinny. For me, it's about being strong and having the energy and the endurance to do things. I love lifting. Like there's the confidence that I can go into the gym and lift heavy. I could barbell 150 pounds. I could deadlift 150 or so pounds, and it's just something about it, you know. So it's all good. It's good, good, good. So that's why we have to incorporate strength training because we need muscle because we lose it. And then if you have, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. So why strength matters, my friends? Because muscle loss accelerates in midlife. Like I said, metabolism slows down. Your metabolism slows down. When bone density declines, increasing, this is the problem, increases fractures, increasing fracture risk. And I don't want to get old and be fragile and too skinny and weak where I fall and break my hip and then be in some rehab or convalescent home and then, you know, your, what's the word? Your life, the condition of your livelihood is just not good. You know, who wants to be out and not be able to, and then you know what happens. I'm sure you know somebody in your life who's had that, and you know, shortly after that, like the quality of life just degrades and unfortunately they pass away. So we're trying to prevent, right? Preventative, like strength training is the new like fountain of youth. You know, it takes 10 years off your age. Who doesn't want to look 10 years younger? 10 years younger. I do. And then what else? Energy drops because muscle burns calories. Because muscle burns calories efficiently. And calorie burns calories, yes, but it doesn't rebuild what's lost. So yes, you could burn calories, but you just burning what you ate. Muscle, when you build muscle, your metabolism increases. You turn your body into a fat burning machine, meaning you could eat more and your body is just going to be burning more calories while you sleep. So when you're doing cardio, you burn calories in that session. And then when your heart rate comes down and your body stabilizes, that's it. Done. But when you strength train, your body is continuing to burn calories. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Yes. So now everybody's saying, Stacey, but then why did you gain weight? You lift and stuff. Because there's a missing piece is nutrition. So for years, I wasn't fueling my body the right way. So you could be doing the right thing and not seeing the results because you are not fueling. So like I'm thinking, I lift heavy, I do those things. I exercise like every day, not cardio, but like I work at the gym. I'm on my feet, very active. And it's like, why don't I see results? But we talked about this, the cortisol, are hormones. And when your body's in this cortisol loop, your body goes into safety mode. It's our body's it's designed to do what it needs to do to keep us safe, whether we like it or not. Hold on to fat. And when you don't eat at the right time for your body and give your body the proper fuel, protein, you're doing it injustice. So like all the years of me working out, I could have been probably like the best shape of my life right now. But I was fasting, intermittent fasting, not eating till 1 or 2 o'clock. So I'd be working out, doing strength training and not eating. And then even for the past year, strength training, lifting heavier. But sometimes by the time I eat, it'd be 2 hours after I strength train because it'd be in the morning, then classes, it's lunchtime, then I have to maybe run and do errands. You know, maybe I have a snack or a protein shake, but it's not enough fuel. So this is why I share this. And I tell you time and time again, I'm learning. And as I learn, I'm sharing with you. But muscle is important. So my friend, strength training is the key to rebuilding lean mass, supporting bone health, boosting energy, and helping your body handle stress and hormones. So probably if I didn't do what I do, my body would probably be even more wrecked right now. So that's why I have to be like, okay, love myself along the journey because I could be worse, probably off. So the strength training exercise that I do and you know, the nutrition I do eat does help, but there's timing. It's all about timing, my friends. How to start safely. So body weight exercises, squats, push-ups, planks. Resistance bands. low impact versatile, dumbbells or machines for gradual progression, and of course, frequency 2 to 3 times. Really, that's it. Okay. You could always do more if you want to, if you have time. But just to start, 2 to 3 times minimum a week, right? And emphasis on form over intensity. Okay. So I'm going to talk about that in our demonstration. Start where you are. That's really it is. Start where you are, my friend. Okay. So let's put the faith into this. Your body is sacred. Strength training is stewardship, not punishment. So 1 Corinthians 6:19. I know I say this, but do you know that your bodies are a temple of the Holy Spirit? Therefore, honor God with your bodies. Rebuild, protect, and honor your body. It's a gift in every season. It's the only temple that we have given to us by God. So we need to be stewards of it and care for it, right? But sometimes we need to learn new ways to care for it, especially in our 50s, because what was working in our 20s and 30s, maybe early 40s, is not working now in our late 40s or 50s. Okay. So we have to embrace change. So reflection questions, my friends. Am I caring for my body in a way that supports metabolism and strength? So let me read that again. Am I caring for my body in a way that supports metabolism and strength? Strength. Strength. 2, where can I add safe resistance exercise this week? So again, you have to schedule time for yourself in your calendar. Schedule time for yourself like it is a doctor's appointment. You put it in the calendar and that's it, right? You commit to yourself that you're going to show up for yourself and no ifs, buts, or what. Something comes along, don't just say, okay, whatever, I'll just cancel. No. If somebody asks you to do something, you're like, oh, sorry, I have an appointment at, 9 a.m. or 2, whatever time you work out. And you need to stick to it because there's always going to be excuses. And there's always going to be something that's going to come up. And if you never start and never schedule yourself and put yourself first, you're not going to make this happen. So I always like to say, showing up is the hardest part, right? It's like 80%. Once you show up and you're there, you're going to work out. So there's things you can do to prepare yourself, whether it's the night before. You mentally say, okay, I'm going to go to the gym 9 o'clock in the morning. Have your sneakers, have your gym clothes, whatever out. That way you get up in the morning and you go. So there's things you can do as anchors, as triggers to prepare yourself the night before and then mentally think of yourself. Maybe even, go over a plan. Like, okay, what am I going to do tomorrow? Is it leg day? I'm going to work on my lower body or upper body. I'm going to do core. Am I going to work dumbbells, weights, machine? So you have to take it serious, okay? Right? Because it's creating discipline, right? By being consistent and committing to yourself, right? Love yourself. 3, how does faith guide me in treating my body with respect, not frustration? Let me read that again. How does faith guide me in treating my body with respect and not frustration? Remember, your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. Treat it with love. You love God, love your body. Your body comes from Him. It was made from His hands. I know it could be hard where I don't like this part of my body, this part. We can't, our body is one whole. I think I said this in a video last week or two. We have different members, and all the members to our body make complete our whole body, right? We need our hands, our eyes, our ears, everything, right? One whole body, just like the church, right? There's many members in one church. We make up the body of the church. And okay, so before I end, this next part is going to be a little demonstration of some exercises that you can do at home or at the gym. And I hope you enjoy. And then we'll come back and we'll do our closing. Okay, so I have 8 pounds. You could start, if you're new to this, you can start with 5 pounds, So the key is, as I mentioned in talk, is that you want to do sets and reps. And if you're finding you're doing 15, 20 reps, you need to up the weights. Okay. You want to be around 8 to 12 reps. You want to have like 2 in the tank. In a sense, what that means, can you do maybe 2 more, right? You got to push yourself to failure. And that's where you're going to start building some muscle. Okay. So, yeah. And then you want to do at least a minimum of 3. So 3, 4 sets is good. Okay, so I'm just going to show you. And of course, stance and form is key. Okay, so usually I stand me about hip width apart to do some upper body. So bicep curls, simple. You're going to face your palms up and you're going to curl. We're going to curl. We're going to curl, contract, and then slowly come down on the eccentric, right? So you want to come, squeeze, and down. Okay, so there's different variations. You can contract up here and come down, and you can hold up, hold down. You could alternate weights. Okay, so that's bicep curls. Hammer curls, now your palms face each other. You come up, you're hinging at the elbow, and you come back down. Again, everything's slow. Okay, resist on the up and down, or contract on the up, right? And then there's different variations. You could do alternating cross and down. Again, you could do one at a time. Okay, so those are your bicep. Now let's work on some triceps, okay? That flabby part that here that we're all like, flabby, bat wings, whatever you want to call them. Okay, so there's different things you can do if you're using weights. Obviously, if you're in the gym, you can use cables. And yeah, cables. And so you can do different variations. You can do kickbacks. Okay, so this is me standing. I'm going to hinge, keeping my chest up, back, elbows tight, and then you extend, contract, right? Or come in, extend. Okay, it's not this. You're not swinging. Then the weight's too heavy. You're going to find a weight that feels good where you could actually extend, hold that, and come back in. Extend and back. Okay, so there's that, and there's another type that you can do too. You can do overhead tricep extension with weight. Okay, you could do heavier weight if you're doing holding with 2. Come to the side, and you could do these, right? Tricep overhead extensions. Okay, you can hold it this way, kind of like holding it like this. Okay, just don't drop on your head. You could also hold it this way, up here, and again down and up. Down. Then there's other variations you could do if you're laying down, like skull crushers and things like that. But I'm just showing you the basics so you can get started if you're not somebody who's familiar with strength training or haven't really done it. Okay, so those are strength. Okay, so now to work our shoulders, we have shoulders. Okay, so you could do front lateral raises. You could do sides. Sometimes I like to do alternating, where I go one to the side, make a little L shape, come up about to shoulder height here, and shoulders. So again, these are shoulders. There's a lot of things you could do with shoulders. You can come up here and work your shoulders. You do overhead, shoulder press, coming down to the shoulders, down and up. Sometimes I like to tap the tops. You kind of, and back down. Okay, so they're seated. There's, seated. You can sit or stand doing these. Okay, so that's your shoulders. Let's work on, so chest. You could do flies for chest. Flies, again, this is going to work your chest and your shoulders, right? And a little bit of your back as well. I'm trying to think what else you could do. Chest, you have to get on the floor. You could do chest press. Okay, if you have lighter weights, you could almost do punch in and out. But you want to probably lay down and do some chest presses, right? Chest press, laying on a mat. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. I can get on here. I don't know. Can I get on the floor and do that? Just trying to do some simple things. You can always research different variations and exercises for each muscle group. And okay, so then let's work our backs, right? Rows. So again, just how we did our tricep, we hang here, we hinged. Okay, so for rows, you're here. Okay, hip width apart, coming down, and keeping those elbows again pulling up to your chest and down. So there's different variations. You can use dumbbells, you can use kettlebells, use barbell, but if you're starting, you want to start the lighter weight. Again, the way to determine how strong you are is start with the lighter weight. If it's too easy, or if you find yourself doing 15, 20 reps, then go up to the next weight until eventually you find a weight that's like you get 8 to 12 reps, okay? Like I said, with that reserve, the 2 in the tank. And then again, up to here. And you want to be squeezing your back. Squeeze and release. Again, you could do alternating. And there's variations. You can get on your knees. You can get on a bench. So again, there's variations, but that's your standing. And I'm trying to think anything else. Okay, let's move on to lower body, right? Our biggest muscles. So squats, okay? So if you're new, you could just do body squats, right? No weights. Okay, you could even practice just in a chair. Have a chair behind you. Have your butt. See, I'm sitting in the chair. I'm sitting. And then back up. Touch and up. Okay, down. So you get, it's right, it's a sitting position. It's a knee dominant exercise. That's your basic squat. If you feel like that's easy, you could start adding some weight. Start with 5 pounds. You could do front load, where the weight is in the front. You do close squats down here. You do wide squats, whatever feels good for you. Okay. Thing is, you want to make sure your knees are not going in, caving in, out to the side. Okay. So I like to maybe be up here and squat down. Okay. And then you could do, if you had a kettlebell, or if you want 2 weights that are light together, again, 2 weights, and then out to the front. I call this a goblet squat. Usually I use a kettlebell, and then I squat, try to get my knees to touch my elbows to touch my knees, and then back up. So this allows me to go a little deeper here and up, okay? And then suitcase squat. Your weights are kind of just here on the side, extra weight, and now you're squatting here, okay? Squat and squatting. And if you want to do a sumo squat, you open up, and again, you can bring your weights together and come down. Again, just make sure your knees are not here, right? That is not right. You want to be out, okay? Your knees aligned with your ankles. So you're coming down, always keeping the chest down. You don't want to be like this either, okay? Because it's knee dominant. So you're focusing knee, chest stays up. So look at something in front of you so you're not looking down, look up, keeping that chest up and down, okay? Then when you get more advanced, there's kettle swings and all kinds of things. Okay, so that's your squats. Now, obviously, there's split squats you can do, standing here. You could do a body squat with no weights or add some weights, and then you come down. You want 90-degree angle, come down and up, down and up. Then you switch. Again, everything I'm showing you, you want to do 8 to 10 or 8 to 12 reps, each side. Add some weight to challenge you. But if you're starting, you're new, just do body squats. And then, of course, your lunges, right? Lunge. So again, body squat, lunge. And if you want to add weights, you could add weights. You do, 10 reps on one side and then 10, or you could alternate. So there's different variations that change it up, alternate, up, and alternate. Okay. And now let's get into our deadlifts, our RDLs. Okay. So our squats are more knee dominant, meaning you're bending more at the knees. Okay. Right. Now your deadlifts, it's more hip joint here. You're pushing your butt back. So a good way to practice, if you have a wall, stay a little close to the wall till your butt hits the wall, and then you slide down. Keeping that chest up, okay? Think of a 90, a flat back, and you're hinging at your hips. So for a side view, if I'm gonna do an RDL, you could do body weight. Just get used to it. Just get used to the form and feel your flexibility. And of course, start with light weights if you're starting. So you're holding your weights, you're sliding down. I'm sticking my butt out, right? Think of it like you're sticking your butt out. Nah, 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 nah. You're shaking your butt. Hey, booty, right? I don't know what else to say. So push the hips out. Push the hips out. Okay, so now this is hip dominance, meaning it's the hip and you slide down as far as you can. You'll feel your hamstrings, a stretch, goes far. See, I'm keeping my back flat, chest up. I'm not like this. No. Up. And then you come back up. You hinge. Arms stay straight. Slide down as far as you can. And then you come back up. Squeeze the glutes, and then you come down. Okay, so this is Romanian deadlifts. Okay, so you want to do that. Once you get more advanced, you could do, one leg. Again, hinging. Okay. And then there's kickbacks too before you even get to one leg. I should show you. So a kickback deadlift is like, think of it like a bike, right? It has a kickstand. Okay, so here if you're standing doing your RD, you would just take one leg back. Okay, kind of a little bit, not like a big lunge, just a little bit. And then you're going to slide down that one leg and you're still pushing back. But now you're just working kind of like one leg. This will help set you up for the single leg when you get to that, because that takes balance. So then you do both legs. Sometimes I like to do a kettlebell where I hold a big kettlebell, maybe like 50 pounds. And so I will hold a kettlebell and do something like this and up and coming down. And then I would switch legs, same thing, down and up, pushing that butt out. Okay, so these are your basics. And of course, there's core exercise that you could do. But, for strength training, I'm really trying to help you understand and show you and demonstrate, the muscle groups, your bicep, your triceps, your quads, your glutes, your hamstring exercises. Because then there's things you can do on the floor. You can use cables and barbells and all that stuff as you get advanced. But if you're just starting, start body weight, right? Just body weight squats. You want to have a little cardio in there, so this video is not about saying you can't do cardio, but the thing is you really need to be incorporating it, 2 to 3 days of strength training and then maybe 1 day cardio, really, and then of course you could walk, walking 20-minute walk every day, especially after a meal, is very good for you. I think what else? But you could incorporate little cardio. Like I like to sometimes, like today, I was doing for warm up, I was doing squat jumps, right? Getting some cardio in there. You can add battle ropes, cardio if you're doing upper body. I also take the Basu ball and I do squat touchdown and I throw the ball up and down and up. And so once you get better, like you can get do compound exercises where you start taking, like, for instance, you're doing your squat and then I'm going to shoulder press up and down, up and down. And then like your lunges, you'll be doing lunge, tricep, lunge, or step it forward and do forward, bicep curl. So there's different things you can do, but, for now, just do isolations, meaning focusing on that one muscle group, and you get comfortable, then you can combine upper, lower body compound exercises. Okay, I think we're good. So that is a wrap on that. Woo! Let me know if you like that, more demonstrations in these videos, because I know I just talk. And yeah, okay, so let's get back to our regular scheduled program. Okay, so I hope you enjoy that demonstration, and feel free to leave any comments, or if you have any questions, how I could help you. Yeah, just leave any comments or questions. If you like that, if you want more videos or demonstrations, let me know. Okay, so my sister, again, cardio alone isn't enough, but strength training is the secret weapon in midlife. So remember that. Strength training is a secret weapon in midlife. If you're not doing it, then this is your sign. You need to start doing it. Okay? Because cardio alone is not going to fix any of the problems. It's only going to make you worse as you get older. We need to build strength. We need to build muscle. You need to build muscle. And with more muscle, your body turns into a fat burning machine. You're more energized. You feel confident. You'll feel strong. Oh my goodness, the list goes on, right? And you're doing your body a service, right? If you're watching this because you want longevity, you're looking for health, and right here I'm sharing with you. Okay, so start small, stay consistent, and honor your body. And of course, share this episode with a friend, a sister who needs to hear this. Share this with them. Sharing is caring. I'd appreciate it. And my friends, remember, you're not broken. You're not behind. You are becoming body and spirit. Amen to that. So as always, go out in the world, share love, make peace and be happy and glorify the Lord in your thoughts, words, and actions, and get your body moving, add that strength training, and yeah, it's all good. Okay, so stick around, my friends, as we continue Hello Hormones series where the female body meets faith. So I hope you're enjoying it. Let me know in the comments. Again, please subscribe, leave a comment, and it's all good. I'll see you on the next video. Mwah. Peace.